Greetings, loyal citizens. Friend Computer welcomes you back to Dungeon Complex. You may recall from our last mission recording that Love RBOI, Roger RRUN, Gibson OHKD, and Mac RDOS were protecting a B3 inspector and overseeing the first line of production of a brand new B3 product. We now rejoin that mission already in progress.
I activate the rocket boots.
I think you requested the boots, but the equipment guy still gives them.
Oh.
But if they're on his person, he doesn't have a backpack, so if he has the boots, they're like on him somewhere. You can like touch them.
Well, then I activate them anyway.
I would accept either electrical or mechanical engineering to activate the boots.
I got an 8. That's still good enough.
Alright, he activates rocket boots that are on your person somewhere. Not strapped on, not attached to you, but it's going to light up a fire. I'll let you roll agility to not get burnt by it, if you would like to try to not get burnt.
I would definitely try not to get burnt.
Alright, so roll me agility to like throw the boots off of you real quick.
And they're off.
So now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna toss them off of you. Now the boots, you just like threw them off your person. It doesn't stop them from being activated. So the boots are still gonna be like shooting around like rockets. So they might still hit you in the face. They might still hit other people. If you got them off of yourself right now, you're not gonna get burnt. But they're still flying around wildly and possibly may hurt somebody every round until someone deactivates them until they run out of fuel.
I guess I'm gonna kill him because he's trying to kill me.
So can I, like, jump behind Mac? Hide behind something?
Meat shield.
Yeah, can I meat shield behind Mac? So can I not just pull my blaster and say, if you do not stop fighting right now, it is treason?
I'm gonna say to the leader, this traitorous mother traitor tried to shoot me unfooted, and I'm gonna break his neck.
Whoa.
I put my hands up and let him choke me.
I'm gonna aim the barrel at the one who's still fighting now, because he's like going into net breaking mode after team leader's orders.
So you fire on Roger?
No, I just pointed at
Oh,
it.
you point it, but not fire.
That's a success. By 6.
Roger is able to incapacitate you, Mac. You're not dead, but he chokes you out. You're unconscious.
I would say, look at the footage. Footage right here. I have it. Tried for no apparent reason.
Let's wake him up and ask him what his reason was.
Klaus was down to try to help. He'll try to use his robot arms to shake your friend back awake. But he's going to shake your friend very violently.
Oh no. Can...
Oh no.
I
Maybe
rolled
not that
an 11.
hard. Don't shake
Let's
him
see how it
too
goes. You're pretty near death. He shakes you so hard that it doesn't help, it hurts.
hard. I don't think that helped.
Yeah, you probably get him to stop just in time.
Can I call a docbot, please?
Data search to call a docbot unless you have
Yes,
something
please.
else.
In the meantime, can I show you the damn footage?
You can replay the tape.
Let's get a docbot on. What do I do? Data search.
Yeah, just
I
to
rolled
call.
a 5 and I need a 6.
So just enough. You guys are able to call a docbot to repair your ally. Well, and during the time while you wait for a docbot, you can rewatch this footage.
It shows me turning around like him and him pointing the gun at me.
What about before that?
Before then, we were trying to figure out which one of the formula would be better, and there was no talking from back, so...
What was the talking from you? If he attacked you, it must have been something you said, so what did you say?
I didn't say, because I don't know what CO2 is, because I couldn't say that, so I didn't say it. You were the last person to say anything in that instance. Because you said, could you add more pep?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what the guy said it needed.
So they're
And then he asked
cleared up
which
by the time Mac wakes up.
And then I noticed drawing a gun. I turned around, fired at me, I dodged, and attempted to restrain him while he tried to kill me.
Good lord.
I took the gun off him because, come on, let's not have him have it.
I'll take that.
Alright, and I give it to her.
Alright, team leader has your gun now as you awake, Mac, and wants to know what just happened, in your own words.
So, whoa, it's fuzzy. I mean, I definitely remember before I passed out that the team leader said that anyone who continues attacking is an act of treason. And then I put my hands up, and then I was attacked and choked out by this person who was committing treason.
But what about before then? Like, why did you pull the gun in the first place when we were talking about the formula?
Well, I have reason to believe, and Gibson, I think, will back me up on this, that this guy's been trying to sabotage this whole entire mission the whole time. He's been refusing pills. He's been saying terminologies that, quite frankly, make me scared. Like the other term that we heard earlier this evening, bourgeoisie. Never heard that before. Never heard some of these other terms that this guy's been using. He's been refusing stuff from you at every turn, and literally before I almost died, he refused an order from you. So, we can just figure that out in the debriefing. But I did what I could. I tried as hard as I could to murder this fiend, but yet the fiend still lives. So I guess if you want to say that I was unsuccessful in our mission, I guess then I have to accept that responsibility.
I mean, sabotage would explain a whole lot about what's happened today. If there was somebody somebody who was trying to fuck this up.
And the core of my mission here is to protect Klaus at all times. I just thought that the longer this mission would go, the more and more sabotaged it would become. And after the last comment, I had to try it and act.
This isn't.
No, I said my piece. I stop arguing and peacefully shamble away from this person that I believe to be a treasonous bastard.
You're the traitor, you son of a bitch, and it's all on camera.
Hey, it's in the past. I'm cheered up. I wish I could give you something in order to make you more. I do have some more easy does-its if you're
I don't
unhappy
trust
still.
anything from you, commie bastard.
Guys, well, I don't have my gun anymore, so I have no repercussions. I just leave the responsibilities of action on my fellow comrade Gibson over here, and
Did you say comrade? Excuse me, sir. Did you say comrade?
yeah, my friend. Why would you think that meant anything other than? Well, see, it just the evidence just keeps piling up. I'm sorry, I'm not that strong. I'm not.
What is this term, comrade? Why did you use?
It's my friend, my comrade in this mission that we're doing.
I don't know. I don't think I've heard that terminology.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that thing where I give Mac back his gun, but it's more of like a slam it onto his chest, push him kind of thing. Take your damn gun back. Everybody shut up. Let's fix this fucking formula thing and get out of here. It's getting real close to my bedtime.
I point out and I say, if he tries that shit again, I will kill him.
Only kill it, people, if it's justified.
Yeah.
Tommy clones only. Let's complete the mission, please.
How would you guys like to adjust the
More
formula?
pet, like I said.
All major ingredients.
I mean, if somebody who works here knows what that guy means, the infrared guy means by adding more pep, do that.
Minor ingredients the same, major ingredients up just a little bit, not
Sure.
dial 11.
He checks all the vats to see if any accidents happen.
How's
On the
everything?
third vat, he has a cyborg malfunction, nothing major. Just enough to cause, some burns on another worker. Not even one of you guys, just a minor worker who gets, hurt by one of his appendages or something going wild, going wacky. Otherwise, you guys are good. The rest of the assembly line goes good. Everything looks good. You go to the tasting room to taste the new formula. Who wants to taste it first?
I vote the commie bastard.
What about the
So you mean
infrared?
yourself, huh?
Wait. What about the infrared that drank it before so that he can tell us the difference between the two?
You want to take it back out of the red tasting zone, back into the infrared area to have someone taste it out there?
Yeah,
Same guy?
get that same gun when you come back over here.
Team leader says so. Yeah, you can boss that guy around.
I don't know what he looks like.
Makes
Yeah,
way more
but
sense.
you recognize him. He's
Okay.
a number one
Again,
name.
he's trying to sabotage this mission.
I haven't said anything.
The Warbot stands in the corner, guns drawn, watches everything, makes sure nothing's going on. The Roverbot follows around, the Cyborg's there. This guy tries the drink. Still a little off of the original flavor, but pretty close. Closer than the last batch. It's probably as close as you're going to get it without the original ingredients.
Does this one have more pep in it?
Oh, definitely has got a lot more pep. Got
Great.
3 times as much pep.
Do you think that this is the kind of formula that the friend computer will agree with? Is it close
He's
as
the
possible?
inspector. He's the one who's got to approve the formula for because the computer just like him actually doesn't have taste buds. He's relying on the community of citizens to agree this tastes like B3 Classic. And so far, you've got one citizen that says it tastes close enough that it's passable. You guys want to also check it, or maybe when people check it, you can. But at least one guy
doesn't
agrees
he-
it's close.
Doesn't he have the tongue of our old leader who also drank it?
Well,
Or
he took
drank
that
the
tongue to
whole-
give to the cyborg people to make new cyborg
Okay.
tongues. Right now, it's just a piece of meat that has no power on its own.
Hey, somebody else try this and let's see if it works.
Any volunteers
I
for
look over
somebody?
at the traitor's commie bastard and go, why don't you? So you like killing people. Why don't you try it on for size?
Again, he's trying to sabotage the mission.
How am I
but
sabotaging
if
the
the
mission?
if the team leader would like for me to have it again, I'll have it again.
Sure, somebody drink it.
I'll drink it.
You drink it, it tastes sort of like B3. I wouldn't say flat B3, off-brand B3, like definitely like a knockoff version of B3 Classic,
What do you think?
generic B3.
Seems like it was supposed to be better than the way that you're describing it, because we already fixed it a
You
little
did fix
bit.
it. It is better than it was. It's way better than it was. I'm not saying there's no improvement. I'm just saying it's still sort of slightly off. Before it was way off. It was like flat B3. And now it's like, not flat, but sort of like a cheaper version. It was definitely better than the flat B3, which just tastes like shit.
So maybe we need to slightly up one of the minor ingredients.
Okay. Let's try it.
Klaus is down. So you guys ready to try this next batch too? Or force an infrared to do it first, I guess?
Gibson knows how to do the machiny bits. So he turns up.
They've got
more
workers
minor.
here. There's infrared people here.
The workers do more minor, and then we like through the window are watching him go from that to that to that.
Sure, but then it'll go to the testing room, and you either test it in the testing room or you test it on an infrared back in the regular factory.
But we watch him through a window. We watch the inspector go bat.
Yeah, everything's fine.
And I watch him very closely as he gets to the third vat.
He's clumsy, but nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. Nothing pops out of his head or anything.
He gets his foot wet, but he's fine.
I wipe off his foot.
He's just clumsy. Cybernetics aren't as precision as you think they should be. As cool as they look, they do tend to act up a little bit. So do you guys drink it? Do you force infrared to drink it?
I mean, I guess we're gonna get the same infrared who's been testing it, right? He knows all.
He's had all of them, so...
Nothing bad happens to him, and he doesn't seem to be able to tell the difference between this and the classic B3.
Whoa! Success, y'all!
Success!
Okay, perfect.
Anyone wants to try to be sure?
Can I get a good shot of him drinking and saying, like, giving a thumbs up or some shit? That.
We should get a good shot of the infrared, like, reaching for it, like, hell yeah, but then, like, Mac Ardos comes into the side and, like, punches the infrared and is like, it's too good for you, or something, and then, like, drinks it. Because, like, they're not supposed to have it, right?
Well, anyone can have B3 Classic. Not everyone can have the new B3, which is red. But if you want to, like, present an idea of, like, this is a superior beverage for superior citizens, then sure, that would be a great commercial.
Whatever you would like.
What's better for the image of B3, really? That it's better than ever, so... Yeah, whatever. Just let the guy drink it.
Alright, you let him drink it. He drinks it. Do you want Mac to also try one afterwards to be sure?
On camera, sure. Big
Mac,
smiles, y'all. Big
Mac,
smiles.
you also try one?
Sure, yeah.
Roll me an endurance roll. As long as you don't roll a natural 20, you're good. But roll me an endurance and don't roll a natural 20.
10.
You drink the drink. Tastes like classic V3 as far as you can tell. Apart from whatever mysterious side effects might affect 1 in 20 people. You're not one of those 1 in 20 people that might affect this drink. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. It's a nice substitute.
Might be better like on cold or something.
Yeah, maybe it uses ice cubes, which that's frozen water, which you're never gonna get. But basically, it's pretty close to B3 Classic. Close enough. Marketable. Maybe it's better with the cafeteria meal or in a can, like straight out of the machine when it's cooled. You guys are getting it right off the factory bell. So you're getting like warm B3 at this point. You're not getting machine cooled B3. That is the one downside to factory tasting. But it seems passable. You guys think that whatever's going on in this factory could be replicated enough to have a classic version of B3 along with a new flavor of B3 ready for launch any day cycle now.
Perfect.
We'll do some outtake shots and
some blooper reels. Alright, you leave the factory. You're out on the street, basically. Like I said, mag track. You can't call another car here. There aren't any. And catching a transbot's not easy. And for your group, especially with the warbot and stuff, which they're rovers, so they can't jump. So basically, having the pet bot and the warbot catch a transbot's impossible. You basically have to walk. You guys walk from here to the elevator.
I walk behind back because I just do not trust him.
So you're in the back of the pack?
Or at least behind them.
So you guys walk in some sort of group with Roger behind Mac. Any other things going on in this walk? You can talk and separate however you like, but you're within a short distance. You're within audible distance of each other and visual distance of each other as you travel back towards the elevator.
I mean, I've got my blaster out and I'm being very vigilant of all the
keep your laser handy
infrareds that are around.
There is a large crowd here. This seems to be, like I said, working district, so there's a very large crowd of people here.
I'm walking backwards. So that I'm just like looking directly at him and the camera.
More than you're watching the infrared, you're watching each other.
I give my gun to Gibson.
Gibson has extra guns.
These red guns.
Yeah.
From the looks of Gibson already has too many guns. I don't think Gibson needs any more guns. You can still give it to him if you want, but Gibson, I think, has plenty of guns.
I just shrug it. Okay, I just put it back. Keep walking backwards.
You guys leave this area. There's less workers now. You're getting close to the elevator where the crowd's kind of thinned out. There's less people. It's pretty much just your group now, unless you want it. Like, there are people in the distance you can interact with if you wanted to, but pretty much right now it's just your group heading towards the elevator. You guys make it to the elevator all together. Your group's all there. It's all four of you. Klaus, his warbot, his pet bot, all together in a small elevator, taking that short ride back up to the red level.
I turn to...
If he makes a move, I'm gonna kill him. Just saying.
I say, listen. I turn to Roger and I say, listen, I know you don't trust me.
No, I don't.
And I know in my heart and on the video camera that you're a treacherous piece of shit.
It's on the video camera.
However,
shoot me for no reason.
I had my reasons, and I think you and at least one other person here will agree. But I say, listen, there's no way for me to know this, and there's no way I benefit from this scenario. But I will suggest that Roger takes out the PPRPT and seals Klaus O'Don inside of it.
We'll look at him and I'll be like, no.
And I say, Okay. I ask him if I can go inside of it.
No!
I say, okay.
Why not? I mean, that would be a test of the experimental technology.
Yeah, true.
Because he tried to murder me. I don't know.
I'd be sealed inside a tube.
You know what? If you want to be inside of
You fucking up this whole mission, bro. I'm telling you, bro, it's all on film, dog. You fucked us up the whole time, bro. It was always you.
It's always me trying to murder people randomly. Always me who's trying to recklessly rocket boost a flammable area. Yeah, that was always me.
We're gonna put him in the tube. Mac.
He volunteered,
Oh,
so.
Klaus? Okay.
Alright, if you would like to be inside the tube, then I will put you inside the tube.
You guys set the disc down on the ground?
Yeah, I'll put it down and I'll back away from it.
Alright, so as the elevator goes up towards the red zone, you guys have this circular disc on the ground. Mac, do you stand in the center of the disc, feet shoulder width apart, or more, or less?
I stand right over it with my feet shoulder length apart.
Who puts in the code?
I do.
Alright, Gibson reaches down and punches in a code. Do you want to say out loud what numbers you press, or want to keep it to yourself?
Keep it to myself.
Alright, Gibson punches in
Can you
4
tell me the
numbers.
numbers?
You can roll a surveillance if you want to see what numbers he rolled.
No, but I also can just ask him after.
Asking him, he might lie, or like I can make you roll against it. You can psych scan him, but I feel like he would probably lie, or from what I feel like what's going on, you don't want people to know what you're typing in, is what I assume.
Right.
Yeah. So unless you want to roll a psych scan or a surveillance or something to catch him.
Nope.
Nope. All right. He punches in some numbers. Do you step on the red button in the middle of the pad there, Mac?
Well, yeah, I let them button if they want to push the button.
It's inside the circle, so you have to push it. If someone else pushes it, might chop off their arm.
Okay, then I push it myself.
You push the button. Around you, nanobites stack up and form a circular tube all around your body. You're now stuck in like something that's the width of, like I said, shoulder width tube.
Yeah,
Circular
I'm
all
in
around
like
you.
a
It's
glass
completely
crack.
dark and completely air sealed inside. You have a limited air supply, no light, but you are completely protected in here. If any explosions happen, any laser battles happen, it'll reduce any damage you would take because you're inside of this thing. But you might also pass out. You have 12 rounds of being inside of this thing before you run out of air and start either passing out and then dying. So for the next
Gotcha.
12 rounds, which we can say is a minute. For the next minute, you're fine. After a minute, your life might become in danger. For the next minute, you're cool in there. It's
Are
just
you gonna
completely
let
dark.
me know? Because it's like, that's actually kind of a long time.
If we're doing battle, if a lot of things are happening, yes. Although if people are just talking, no. If people are just talking, it's actual literal minute. It's just 60 seconds. But if they're
Okay.
doing things, yes, it could take longer. But at this point in time, you guys see Macrodose sealed up inside this thing. You guys are in an elevator together. Macrodose is in a tube. You guys don't know how long he can live in there. You guys don't know what's going on. But he's in a tube. And only
what
Gibson
do we
knows
do
the
now?
code. R&D wise, this is great. But otherwise, it might be bad for his health or something else. You don't know.
Alright.
You guys let this go on?
Sure. I mean, we don't know any better, so.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, you let him be in a tube. You guys reach the top of the elevator shaft. He's still got probably 30 seconds till he passes out.
Well, I mean,
you guys
we
don't know
have
this,
to-
but
What? How is it that quick? That means
12 rounds is 1 minute. Every round's 5 seconds. That's when you pass out. You don't die in a minute. You just pass out in a minute because there's no air. And then after that, you start dying slowly.
So, obviously, you have to put in the code to get him out of that thing. Otherwise, we can't walk out of the elevator. So,
Well, you can carry it. This is a tube. This is up to you guys if you just want to carry this tube out of
Well,
there.
that guy's got legs. Why don't you just let him walk? You know how the tube works, be cool, but yeah, I mean,
I will punch the 4 numbers to unlock it. And
It flashes red.
why don't you try doing the right 4 numbers?
I put the 4-number code that I put it in.
But wait.
Flashes red.
Carried out the elevator then. First, out what to do there.
Yeah, I guess let's go ask friend computer what to do.
Yeah, let's do that.
You just want to like drag this heavy metal tube with a body inside of it.
I mean, I'm pretty
I'll
strong.
ask,
You're pretty tough.
I'll ask Gibson to help me. I'm pretty strong.
Either between your like 1 strongest or 2 strongest is probably not a big deal to carry this big heavy tube with a body in it. Otherwise, it would suck. But you guys are pretty tough.
Before I pass out, I use the skin force sampler to try and drill an air hole.
Ooh, very clever.
Yeah, guys, don't think I'm the wild card because I don't have plans.
But let's use mechanical engineering to use the skin core sampler to try to punch a hole in this thing. Let's say you set it to
I
100.
just did a natural one.
Okay, you set the skin core sample to 100, you set it to its highest setting. You make a pinprick in this thing. It's literally the size of a needle. You're like straining for breath right now, and you're sucking as much air as you can through that tiny needle pinprick. It's enough to keep you alive. You are stuck in this tube, your friends can't get you out, but it's enough air to keep you alive barely. Like you're faint, you're like, it's hard to breathe. You're like wheezing in air through this tiny pinprick hole in this thing. You guys carry this tube to the briefing room, I guess?
Yeah, I guess. Be like, it doesn't really work. You gotta guy, and
Yeah.
he's still alive.
Probably takes at least 2 of you to carry this thing.
Yeah,
It's
can
gonna
we just
slow you
go-
down.
Rather than going all the way back to our briefing room, can we just go to the first, like, console that we come to in the hallway?
Yeah, you can find a confession booth or a comm link or
friend computers everywhere.
yeah,
so.
there's cameras. So if you just want to, you can contact friend computer anywhere on the red level easily.
We
Easier than
contacted
infrared.
the comm link. Yeah, we contacted.
Yeah, if you have a comm link, you can contact the friend computer anywhere.
Cool, let's do that then and just see what friend computer tells us how to get out of this.
Okay, data search. See if that's in your clearance level or not.
No.
Team leader is not having any luck accessing this information.
I don't have any luck accessing this information.
Something about turning the other cheek, whatnot. I'll give it a go. I failed. Can we take him to R&D? I think failed.
Yeah, I'll try something. I'm pulling a grenade.
That could do it.
I look at him and I'm like, terrible idea. I'm gonna walk. Hey, team leader, would you like to join me behind that cover over there?
Wait, what? Isn't it a shield against grenades, though?
That's the
Well,
idea,
maybe
but
it'll
it can only resist so much damage, right?
Right.
Okay.
I mean, plus we're just testing out the
See how good it
materials now.
works. If anything, this would be a really great test to see how well it works against grenades at close range.
Yeah, word. Okay.
Alright,
Okay.
so yeah, Gibson is going to put the grenade up against the tube.
Yeah.
He's going to fish it into another one of his pockets to pull
Everybody
out
backs
some,
away at the
some
same
tape.
distance. You,
One
Klaus, the
sec,
Warbot.
I also just love like how this whole time Klaus is just probably like these motherfucking people, man. Like, what is he doing through all this?
He's just backing away. He's just trying not to get hurt.
Like,
He has enough accents without you guys causing more problems in his life. He's a clumsy guy with all this cyborg equipment that malfunctions all the time. He's just trying not to get hurt right now. As you set off a grenade right next to this tube.
Yeah, no, alright, so let me describe what I'm doing.
Okay.
So I've got a roll of tape in my other hand now.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to pull it in with my teeth and then tear it so I can tape the grenade up. The spoon and the pin are above it. So I pull and then I run like hell.
Grade's an 8. -3 makes it a
And I guess
5.
people can roll surveillance for the color of the grenade.
Alright, I'll do that.
That's fair.
do that.
I did not.
I
So-
guess it wouldn't do me any fucking.
Yeah, you're
good
inside
if
a
I
tube.
roll.
You can't see
Yeah,
jack
it doesn't
shit.
matter.
Well, you can still roll. You might roll a natural 1. There might be like a peephole, like your pinhole you see through. So you can still roll and see if you roll.
Well, what
a
good
1.
would it do for me to know?
Who knows? Maybe you won't die. This thing's protective, so
Okay, I rolled a 12.
that's higher than your surveillance
4,
plus
5,
4.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's too
So
high.
just barely. So you can't really see what goes on either. So no one sees the color of the grenade as it explodes. I rolled a 5. No effect. So inside the tube, you are not affected at all. The explosion happens. Definitely an explosion happened. You hear it, you feel it, the tube is rattled. But you inside the tube, no effect.
But I'm still in the tube.
Had anyone been close to the explosion that would have been effective, I think everyone ran away far enough to not be hurt by it. It just causes a lot of sooty mess here in this red area that's going to be cleaned up by some sort of a scrub bot's going to have to come through here for sure.
Well, maybe it's weekend. While they're doing all this stuff, I'll just keep trying to drill the hole
You keep like punching holes in it.
with the
skin core sampler?
Skin core sampler.
I'll let you roll 2 more times, see if you roll any more natural ones to poke more holes in it.
That's an 8. That fails. That's a 2.
So that's a good one. So you poke
Yeah.
a second hole. You're still struggling. It's like I said, it's a pinprick hole. They're not big holes. So you're still
Yeah.
definitely like struggling for air. You guys have used one grenade. All it does is like dirty up the area around it.
Yeah,
I hand him a grenade.
You hand Gibson a grenade.
As far as I know, he only
You give him another one.
I'll do the same thing. Tape it up with my red tape and pull the pin, run away.
There's also a demolition roll. Would you roll that just to see? Because this to help me determine how well this goes. Just destroy
I
things.
succeeded with 3 to spare.
I will say that will crack the case of this thing, and I will say because it was not a big success, it will not hurt Mac. You will just crack open the case. It's probably not enough for you to get out of the way, but you can breathe easily. You can see outside of it now. You can maybe like reach your hand out. There's a explosion crack in this case you're in now.
Hey, it's working. We should try another one.
After that happens, I reach my little hand out with my cloth and I kind of just like wipe off the little crack.
Make sure it's clean.
You know?
Yeah.
I wipe myself off the best
Good
that I
hygiene
can.
officer. Area around you is very clean, I'm sure.
Team leader, you have a grenade, don't you? Use another one.
Say, I think we're good. I can breathe. Everything's cool.
But you're still stuck inside the tube. You can't spend the rest of your clone life inside of a tube. That's kind of not useful for the friend computer, you know?
Yeah, that'd be wasting resources.
Yeah, can I guess I'll try to use mine.
You can try and blow it up too. Well, you don't have tape, but do you want to like throw it inside? You want there's a hole big enough that you can throw it inside,
Of the tube?
or yeah, or do you want to borrow tape to tape it on, or just like lay it down near and hope it happens, or
Hey, can I give it to Gibson? Got tape?
yeah, you can do that.
So, pick mine. give it a shot.
I'll see if I can analyze a weak point that won't harm Mac, but crack the case further.
Maybe like the opposite side where it's already cracked, so you can maybe crack it in half.
Yeah, I'm putting it over the crack.
Yeah.
So
Don't
that
put it near the opening. Put it away from the opening, but on the other side. You can maybe split it up so you can get out. It's all about rolls.
Success by 1.
Oh, just barely. Luckily for you, Mac, it's enough to crack this case open, totally destroy this PPPRT, so someone's going to pay for that if they're equipment officer. But otherwise, you are free. You can crawl out now. It's in 2 pieces. Mac is safe.
I get out and I stretch a little bit. I dab my little hands off, and I shake Gibson's hand and wipe my hands off. I shake the hand of my team leader and wipe my hands off. And I even shake Roger R's hand and wipe my hand off.
And then the group of you waits for your auto car to arrive. In about 2 minutes, your auto car arrives according to the vid screen you guys can watch.
I just sit cross-legged and meditate and hope that helps me.
Alright, so you guys wait for your auto car to arrive. If you do anything else, it finally arrives after some moments of you guys sitting there in silence waiting for it.
So are we just lugging behind this like pile of rubbish as well that used to be this PPRT?
Yeah, if you want to, it's up to you. It's the equipment guy's call at this point, really.
Yeah, I'll take it back with me.
Fine.
Failed at testing.
Yeah, you can do that. You'll get fined less if you provide evidence and paperwork. You get fined. You're still gonna get fined, but you get fined less if you have evidence. You guys pile into the auto car. You help get the warbot in there. You get help get the rover bot,
Gruff.
the pet bot. Yeah, Gruff. You all pile into the auto car to get back to your briefing room.
Yep.
All right, you guys are riding back in your auto car to the briefing room. On your way there, Klaus O'Donn's eye turns red and then flashes, and there's a high-pitched beeping noise.
Can I jump out of the car while it's moving?
The doors are locked from the inside unless you want to roll something. There's a auto car roll.
It doesn't work.
Can I break the window with unarmed and jump out of the car that way?
I'll let you break the window with unarmed and then let you jump out of the car with an agility, but that's going to take 2 rolls,
Yeah.
so that'll take 2 rounds to happen.
Yeah, I can do that.
Alright, I'll let you, for this round, you can roll a strength to break the window.
Pass.
Window's broken.
Hey, everybody jump out of the vehicle.
It's moving really fast. You guys try to dive out the window. You can all roll agility checks to dive out the window before this guy explodes or whatever's about to happen to him.
I succeeded jumping through the window.
I succeeded.
You have 4 and I rolled a 6. A 9.
So your team leader is still inside the car with this thing.
I got a 6. I'm good.
Alright, so everyone's outside the vehicle except Love
Dang it.
as the vehicle explodes
Oh my god.
with the warbot and the pet bot inside. So I can have to roll to see how much damage.
Sure. A car explosion doesn't kill me. Okay.
May or may
Can I
not.
hook the camera to my chest while I do a rollout?
Well, I just took 3 grenades, while everyone else rolling my fate, and I still somehow survived.
I rolled a 10, so you're only wounded, team leader. You're going to be able to... I mean, Klaus is going to be damaged, but there'll be Docbots there to attend to him and probably give him more cyborg parts. The warbot is damaged, but not beyond repair. Gruff, the pet bot, destroyed. Everyone else escapes the vehicle safely except team leader, who is injured, but not dead. Docbot will tend to your wounds, and you're all able to go to mission briefing after your wounds are tended to.
Dang it.
Klaus will not join you in mission briefing because he's being repaired. Not healed, but repaired because he's mostly robot. So they're going to see to his injuries in a cyborg and a bioscience wing. But team leader is able to join you. You're all there in the debriefing room. You all survived,
shit.
although narrowly, and it was tough.
That guy is a walking death trap.
Vector Gadget Man.
He's more gadget than an inspector now, though.
That's true.
Welcome to mission debriefing. Citizens, friend computer now requests a report from your team leader. Remember, interrupting a team member during debriefing is considered treason. So please wait your turn if you have something to report or any disputes with reports made.
Yeah, I mean, I had a comlink, and our communications officer did a good job of keeping the equipment turned on the whole time.
So there's video evidence of whatever you want to report.
I mean, everybody did as good as they could for the situation. We had a primary mission of keeping this inspector alive, which, check. Primary objective complete. The inspector is alive. We're able to kill Kami inside the factory, so also good. Factory is damaged, but, then again, not the fault of the team, it was the fucking communist, but he's dead, so we won't be doing that anymore. The B3 formula, new classic, success. Again, we were tempted to return after keeping the inspector safe. We learned that Friend Computer would like us to perfect the recipe. Also, check, done. And there's sick footage of the whole thing to boot, so... Yeah, it took probably longer than Friend Computer would have liked, which is, to be expected. We're merely clones.
Humans.
we're not as efficient or intelligent as Friend Computer, so we did the best that we could. There was a scuffle between the team members. It ended quickly. Nobody died. The Docbots did what they needed to. I'm old. Doesn't really seem to be affecting anything. It's more confusing. I mean, the only long-term bad effect is probably the fact that my hair is gray instead of brown now. For a more detailed report, you've got the entire video footage of the whole 4 hours that we were gone. So yeah, that's just the overview. I have a couple of shout-outs. Gibson was the one that shot their grenade that the commie was holding perfectly. Yeah, perfect shot that saved lives, really. I mean, the inspector could have been killed, and he was not. So, good on ya. Roger kept the inspector from falling into one of the vats because of his possibly malfunctioning bits. Something in the B3 formula.
You insinuating the computer makes malfunctioning robot parts?
No, I think that there's some kind of reaction with the misformulated B3.
Human error.
Yeah, that caused the inspector.
That adds up.
Yeah. So, but again, B3 formula's been fixed, so baller on that front as well. Mac as well. Yeah, I mean, he did a fucking through the roof with this hygiene officer. He also did a little bit of equipment officer task and then loyalty officer. He's just like good, well-rounded citizen.
Thank you, citizen, for your report. Friend Computer now request a loyalty transcript debriefing from your loyalty officer. Please present your ILTR and any pertinent information you believe Friend Computer needs to know.
Alright, so Gibson will produce the ILTR one and say there was several aspects of disloyalty that I'll just go through. I've noted them quite objectively in my log here. Yeah, the first one that I noticed was for the hygiene officer, Makar did not wash his hands before tasting a batch of B3 until reminded by his team leader. Next, Raj R. exuded paranoia and disobeyed the team leader's suggestions and bristled against the attentions of the happiness officer, in addition to several other instances of disobedience to the team leader's words exhibited by Roger R. several times throughout this mission, all of which are noted in the ILTR. And finally, Roger R. He didn't seem to understand some words, so perhaps some vocabulary training might be in order for him to understand the meaning of common terms like comrade, which we refer to each other sometimes. It's a little bit of an odd choice of words, I admit, but nothing untoward to my knowledge as a seasoned loyalty troubleshooter. That concludes my report.
Do any other team members have any statements they wish to make in public about this mission?
The mission was successful.
I'll give you a report in private later.
All of you are encouraged to share your private thoughts later, after the mission, if you have something you couldn't say here in this particular setting.
Please return all the equipment to your equipment officer to be checked and returned by them before leaving the briefing room. Any damaged or missing items must be accounted for, and Friend Computer will assess any fines or paperwork as necessary.
You would mind handing back all your issued equipment if you don't or whatnot, otherwise I'll just assume that you do.
Yeah, I'll and fix the expended barrel, toss it back to him.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. Blazer barrel, skin core sampler, and a dirty ass red cloth.
Alright, you guys hand back all your damaged and used equipment.
Everything else was just pills.
I mean, some
And
stuff
the
is
detergent
pills
bottle.
are gone, the grenades
Pills are gone,
gone.
grenades are exposed. That might go to your equipment guy, but otherwise, all accounted for.
I mean, the other two things that we PPRPT.
That's I'll write it in, but I still have it with me.
According to my math, no one else knows this, but this is just for you and me here, Roger.
Yeah.
You owe me 2 credits. For some mysterious reason, that's all you owe. For all the damaged product that you guys went through. 2 credits, please, and then that's
Son of a fucking bitch.
paranoia! You might have to fill out a couple forms explaining what happened, but otherwise, 2 credits. So you gotta do some paperwork.
Fill it all in, and I'll tell them, I'll give them a rundown, especially a rundown the R&D guys.
Yeah.
Give a real good rundown on that. I'm gonna also send the footage to.
That's gonna get as long as you turn in if you turn in the equipment, that footage is going to Friend Computer and it'll be used however they want to use it. That's already taken care of. If you drank a B3 out of a can tonight, you could have theoretically saved that can and can use that to get B3 points in the future. So you can use that with a custom review as long as you give me a review in private confession or however you want to give one. You can use that to get a B3 point for the future use of buying B3 products. So make sure you give me a comment card. Anyone that is HP DMC, you are now going to be upgraded to orange clearance level. And because it's a B3 mission, you're also being upgraded into the B3 platform more. So you're now just more integrated into this B3 corporation. No one else gets promoted tonight, but everyone's gonna get some credits.
I got some sick footage too.
Everyone gets 670 credits. If you did something secret for your secret group, I'll give you some IOUs for it. This is also a minor army mission, so while you didn't get upgraded, that's also going to be like bonus points for you if you're an army. So after your debriefing, you'll be separated, going back to your normal life. You're doing your various jobs. Love, you're doing your various guard duties for the army down an infrared sector.
Love it.
One day, an alarm goes off near your sector. One of your captains comes up to you and asks you to report to a briefing room. You're given an escort and led that way.
Perfect, let's go.
Meanwhile, Mac, you've had a rough couple of days, man. You keep feeling tired all the time. And you took that wide awake in that last mission. Luckily, you work R&D, so you have a lot of downtime. So you've been like taking naps in lines at line at work and at lunch and stuff. You've been taking like quick naps a day, having a lot of downtime, just relaxing a lot, sleeping a little more than usual. Unbeknownst to you, you're taking some organ damage from not maintaining a regimen of wider awake since you've stopped taking it. Also, you're gonna have to now roll for any other side effects you might be experiencing.
I got 20. Is that really horribly bad or really like I kept the fucking nat 20?
If you do not receive a wider awake pill by the end of this mission, you need to claw at the walls, yell something absurd, and just die. You can do it dramatically as possible, like a movie. Just have some absurd death scene. It's been bothering you that you haven't had a wider awake. Like I said, you've been tired a lot, but you get called away from R&D one day to an R&D emergency. Apparently, your record's really good. As you know, you've done really well testing R&D equipment, so you're getting called away to some special R&D mission. High marks. Apparently, if you do really well in this mission, you're going to get promoted. So they escort you to a briefing room with the promise of promotion if you do well in this troubleshooting mission. Gibson, you've been up in the orange sector spying from your INSEC office, watching over the people you can watch over through with your equipment. So you've seen what you've been able to see the past couple days. You're aware of what all has gone down through your eyes, that you've been able to keep an eye on. And you have done that. You've done a good job at your new job. You and your clones have rotated out, stayed 24 hours on, and doing good work up there. You get called away to assist on a mission because you find out Love and Mac are being called to a special mission and you're being called to assist. So you're going to be sent to a briefing room. An escort will meet you in the red sector once you've, of course, changed your disguise.
Yeah, obviously change back into my reds.
You go through the secret room, back onto the red floor. You all three will probably meet up at the briefing room about the same time. Friend Computer's efficient that way. Good timing. The officers that are escorting each one of you sort of like nods and leaves you at this door. It opens in front of you, the glaring eye of Friend Computer and a view screen inside of a small room.
I'll walk in first.
Gibson waves and it'll beckon Mac R ahead of him.
I give him great thanks, polite thanks, and then I enter.
Alright, and then all three of you are alone in this very small briefing room. Well, Friend Computer's there, so you're never really alone when Friend Computer's there.
Never really alone.
Hello, loyal citizens. Friend Computer requests your assistance with an R&D accident cleanup and citizen danger assessment. Your briefing officers will have any further details you require. Friend Computer thanks you for your loyal service and awaits your safe return.
And then Friend Computer vanishes from the screen. Three briefing officers appear. They're all dressed in orange jumpsuits. All three appear to be R&D officers, and they seem to be in quite a panic. One of them addresses you immediately, introduces himself as Mark OPOL2, and explains a R&D experiment has gone awry. Investigate and assess the hazard to citizens. Give a report on the threat level. Alert Friend Computer. You're also being charged with collecting a sample of the hazardous material. Clean up the mess. A multi-purpose mission. You guys got a lot to do.
Sounds pretty straightforward. Excellent.
And then we'll be handing out assignments for duty today. This is a small team. You'll be doubling up jobs.
It's at this point where I start screaming and I start running around the room. I punch everybody in the face. I start scratching at the walls. I start screaming, "We're all being watched. We're all being watched. This is all bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. Fuck." And then I collapse on the floor and die.
Gibson smiles in perplexed delight because he can't never smile. He says, "Well, if you're gonna go."
They alert a cleanup crew right away. Two red officers come in to clean up your body, and your next of kin has sent a message to report to this briefing room. So now Love and Gibson will have some waiting time. The three officers will excuse themselves, and the friendly eye of the Friend Computer will return to the screen until your other team member returns. You guys have a few moments until Mac Ardos 4 will be here shortly.
So, what's new with you?
Gibson says tersely, Work.
Word. Yeah, I'm still old. Turns out this being old business doesn't stop. Kind of get old and stay old out. So.
And DocBot couldn't find any cure for it.
Turns out your knees can hurt, which is a thing.
They have tried to give you some painkillers for it to alleviate your, because you're army, you got a lot of work to do. They have upped your dosage of pills. You have been getting more pills to work now because of your advanced age, but you've taken them all.
Pop pop.
Because they make you feel good.
Yeah. Friend computer knows what's up. I guess maybe if we're meant to collect a sample, well, I was going to say if you had anything, but hopefully there will be issued something. I don't know. I'm very curious to find out what this hazard is.
Friend computer trusting us to get the job done.
Oh, yeah.
Friend computer knows what's up.
Walking in the room is Mac Ardos, ready with the quip.
Hey guys, gosh, you're old.
Yeah,
You like old?
He's beatboxing to himself. He's never met you before.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You must be real good at your job.
I like to think so, and I also hope Friend Computer thinks I'm good at my job. This is
Sure they do.
one of the, situation that I've been given from a previous mission that your clone family guy was a part of.
Gibson says, that one, and points to the corpse of Vanguard Dove 3.
Gosh, we're all bloodied up. That's crazy. Someone should clean that up. That's
Well, there are some red officers in here, dragging him away by the time Max got here. He's being wrapped up now.
So, this guy right here, too. This guy right over here. You know who I'm talking about.
He's on a gurney.
I'm so happy to be here, guys. This is going to be great.
Yeah, sounds good. So let's do this. Let's
All right.
go.
Friend computer screen flickers back, welcomes Mac to the mission, repeats the same briefing order. 3 officers return to the screen, repeat the same mission, same objectives. There's a mess you guys need to
Turn me
clean
around
up.
and take me back to the start.
It's an R&D mess. If you do this job properly, you may get promoted because you work in R&D. There's a mess you need to clean up. You need to assess if it's dangerous. You need to alert complete computer of the threat level. You need to collect a sample.
Oh man, collecting samples. Sweet. Rip it and dock it. R&D, baby.
Like I said, it's a small group of you, so you're going to have to double up on some of these jobs. Issued the team leader and loyalty badge is Gibson.
Double jobs. Gonna do them real good.
Gibson pins it to his red trench coat. Loyally.
Issued the happiness and hygiene badge, Mac. Issued equipment and communications recording officer badges, Love. You guys can affix your badges to your clothing. That way everyone knows your job and knows you're doing some official troubleshooting duty. That way you're not stopped or hassled by anyone on your way to your job because everyone knows it's of the utmost importance. Troubleshooting missions are always more important than anything else you're normally doing. That's why you get called away from your normal job to do it.
I use some spritzy glass cleaner spray on my new badge, and I wipe it with my little hanky until it's squeaky.
As long as you have your own hygiene supplies to do that with, that's fine. You're going to be issued an equipment list, which you guys, of course, can get from PLC and R&D. This will be issued to Team Leader, of course, a printout with everything that you guys will have on it. You can always, of course, requisition more. On the official part of the list, 1 red comlink, ILTR-1, an emergency mini-nuke.
Always comes in handy.
It's apparently tongue-activated by your loyalty officer.
Nice, that'll be.
Gotta love a tongue-activated mini-nuke.
What kind of RPG is this?
You have a skin core sample Model 6, 1 can spray body cleanser. You get 1 protective suit. You get 1 Easy Does It. You get a multi-quarter 2, an MTK-1, and for the kicker, 2 Wide Awakes.
Oh yeah. I tell
Also-
you what, guys, be careful about those water ones.
Also included on your list from R&D department, 1 scrub bot and 1 speedy clean atomic brush, which you guys have dealt with before, I'm sure. Some of you might have.
Boy, are they atomic.
Those are all on your requisition form. You got your badges, you got your requisition forms. Unless you have any questions for your briefing officers, you're free to leave this room and report to the area, which you'll be given a beacon for whoever has the comm link. They will lead you guys there. They'll tell you, like, turn left, turn right. It'll basically direct you to where you're supposed to go. Or if you report to any auto car, it can transmit those directions to an auto car, depending on how you guys want to get there.
Gibson steps forward and says, do we have any intelligence as to what the nature of this threat is?
Let me a Moxie mod.
Still succeed.
So they will give you a little information. Apparently, you guys are doing this R&D job. You're all familiar with the Algedum brand. Algedum Crisp. It's a snack available in a vending machine. B3's a much better known brand. It's a drink. They sell a whole lot more. Their vending machines now have those bot brains. They're much fancier, much higher tech. The Algedum Crisp have a very primitive, old style vending machines, like the little spiral that releases chips and you put your credits in. So it's nothing fancy, no bot brain. But it's a snack that's available around. They're not, you don't see as many of those as you see B3 machines, but they're usually usually like right next to the B3 machines. Apparently, Algedum is working on a new snack that, outside of just the Algedum crisps. They're working on a goo tube because people love goos. Apparently, they did some.
I love goos.
They did some market research, and citizens love goo. So they're working on a new food goo, and apparently it's made a big mess in this R&D room. And that's where you guys are being sent to check out.
My clone brethren and I absolutely love goos. So it's good to know that the R&D folks are doing
maybe you could try a free
research.
sample. Yeah, maybe you could try a free sample while you're in there. It's your chance to check out this new Algedum goo.
We all want to try it.
Afterwards, if this works out well, they can put you in contact with an Algedum rep. Maybe you can do something for that department if you're interested in branching out to the corporate aspect of.
You know what they say. The
Alpha
algae,
complex.
they got that great slogan. Algae, it's algae you can eat.
Whatever algae is.
And goo is in. Algae's always in. Eating always is in. And I'm just real happy.
Currently, they're branded under the name Fugu Tubes. Tubes with a Z. Fugu Tubes.
That's
Algedum Fugu
A
Tubes.
little bit of crackle.
Yep, and you guys are gonna go check out this Fugu
Yeah,
Tubes.
Moxie.
Fugu Tubes trial run. You guys want to head to the nearest PLC to get your goods?
Take me.
Do it.
Paradise.
You guys know where that's at. You just want to walk there.
Sure.
Yeah.
You guys walk all together to the nearest PLC. Do you want to talk about
No,
anything on the way?
no.
You'll pass some B3 machines, maybe even pass an Algedum Crisp machine. All the things you'd normally pass, some confession booths,
We
various
don't have fugu tubes.
other citizens, cameras.
Not yet. Hopefully after this.
Those are not out yet. You guys will notice that the B3 machines now have, here on the red level, B3 Classic, which is the new B3. It's not Classic B3. Don't get them confused. Classic B3 is the original formula B3 in the black can. B3 Classic is the new formula, recently approved, has been hitting machines, so now those have been reduced back down to 2 credits per. Collectors are now looking for those classic B3s. Those have skyrocketed in value now, if you can find one. But they're tricky to come across. Almost all the machines have been replaced with these guys. And also, the new B3 is in the machines, in the red can. Available on this level and infrared, although infrared folks can't carry them or drink them or else it's treason. But they're available in the machines here and there. Similar flavor, but the drink itself is red in color, unlike the B3 Classic, which is black soda. Also only 2 creds, but of course if you're infrared, get caught drinking it, it's treason.
Yeah, I'm going to stop us real quick at one of those red machines and buy us all Game B3.
Would you like Classic or the new B3?
Let's do new B3, since several members of our clone families had something to do with the genesis of this beverage.
Alright, you tossed down some plastic creds.
You know he does. As soon as I saw him, I said, that's a guy who's wealthy in plastic credits.
Yeah, as long as you've been to a
And I
change
respect
machine
him,
lately.
and also,
So,
wise.
you buy 3 beverages, do you distribute them evenly amongst your teammates?
I do. Yeah, no, I pass one to Love, and I make sure that it doesn't break her arm.
She's an old
Because
lady, but
she's
she can
quite
handle a
frail.
can of soda.
It's a little bit heavy, but I think I can do it.
She might need someone to help open it for her, but...
I opened it for her,
Thank you.
and I wiped the condensation off of it with my little napkin so it doesn't slip out of her frail little hands.
Good old Mac, always ready with the cloth.
You do the top
And also
too.
it cleans a
Oh,
little
yeah, the
bit,
whole
which I
nine, the whole nine.
Germ-free.
So you guys all have a soda to share on your way to the PLC. You crack them open and enjoy them on your way there?
Stick
Yeah,
it
no,
to
we
the-
look like a commercial, right?
Man, if only you had your camera right now, you think to yourselves, this would be great.
Yeah, should be a good.
You maybe look up at the computer camera, because there's some in the hallway. Maybe like,
Let's pose, guys.
yeah, pose for the computer camera, give them some footage. You know you're always being watched, you might as well give them a good shot.
That's right.
Sometimes security footage ends up on the view screen.
Hey, thank Friend Computer we're always being watched.
Matter of fact, if everyone wants to roll a d20,
Oh,
if you roll below 5, you will have seen one of your clone family members on an episode of Looking for Trouble.
I got 7.
I rolled a 7.
If you roll a 7, that just means you heard about an episode. You didn't see it, but you heard that one of your clones is on it. So people have talked to you about it. You missed that episode. They only showed it once.
I pretend I know what shows are, and I smile and nod.
This concludes the current mission recording. Friend Computer thanks all citizens for their complete and undivided attention and reminds you that listening to the next episode of Dungeon Complex is mandatory.
This episode of Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater was sponsored by our fans and friends on Patreon. Donate today. Keep Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater alive.